Top TV, Truth of the People.
Good morning, good afternoon, and good evening from wherever you're watching us from. This is the Capital Desk premiering for the first time live here on Top TV. And without further ado, how are you doing? I'm doing good, thanks for asking. So this show is all about the world of business. We tell you where to best invest your money, and also we take a deep look on money matters, right from the money markets to the financial markets, and also where you can best invest your money. My name is Abel Nikanero Masete, and first things first, let's take a look at the financial markets. Engage us across social media platforms at Top TV, and you can as well tag me at Abel Masete, and I'll be sampling your views as the show goes on. So today we were supposed to have a guest that is a trading participant from the Nairobi Securities Exchange to talk to us on matters to do with buying and selling of shares, but because of unavoidable circumstances, the person, our guest, was not able to reach in our studios today. But as we usually say in the media, the show must go on. So today you are to talk on matters to do with the buying and selling of shares. I'm sure you have heard somebody, he has bought or sold a share from a certain company. So that's what we'll be delving deep into. So we have Nairobi Securities Exchange, which is a portfolio where there are a number of things. That is equities, where there are 65 public listed companies from where you can buy and sell your shares from. And also besides equities, we do have bonds. I'm sure you've heard a bond. Basically, a bond is when a government asks for some amount of money from, let's say, citizens, so as to facilitate or run a certain project, but they'll return after some period of time with some accrued interest. So basically, that is a bond. And in bond, it's classified into two. There is the T-bond, that is the treasury bond, and the T-bill, that is the treasury bill. Also, we'll be taking a look into what is a bond and what is the best time to buy a bond, and also engage with the government on matters to do with T-bill and T-bond. And also in NSE, that is the Nairobi Security Exchange, we do have the rates, that is the real estate investment trust, from where you can invest your money in any real estate company, from where you can build a house, or even a hotel, or even any kind of house, from where at least you can invest your money. Then after some time, you'll get back your refund through interest and also dividends, as many in the business industry usually call it. So basically, NSE is all about equities, rates, bonds, and also ETFs. I'd forgotten to mention ETFs. ETFs are the exchange trade funds. So basically, from that portfolio, you can see NSE has a number of things from where you can invest your money, and also maybe just to mention a long-term investment and short-term investment. But today, because our guest was not able to reach our studios, I'll try explain on matters to do with buying and selling of shares. So what is a stock? A stock basically refers to the capital raised by a company or a corporation through the issue and subscription of shares. So basically, this is about identifying any company. For example, let's say Safaricom. You can go in there through your trading participant. I'll talk more about trading participant as the show goes on later on. And you can buy shares from Safaricom. And the minimum number of shares you can buy in any public listed company is 100. That is, if let's say Safaricom is trading at 42 shillings as we speak right now, the minimum amount you can invest in Safaricom, that is 42 times that 100 shares, which brings us to a sum of 4,200 shillings. And from there, you can invest in Safaricom. And at the end of the year, Safaricom's financial year usually ends in around March or June. You can get your dividend depending on the amount you have invested in and the interest accrued over that period of time. So that is basically investing in shares. So when talking about shares, what are the benefits of investing in stock markets? What are the gains? What are the losses? Also, tomorrow we'll be delving deep into that with our guest, who is a trading participant. He will help us understand why you should invest in stock or maybe, let's say, not in a bank. So, bringing us into a question, why should you keep your money in a bank? And why should you keep your money in the stock exchange? Let's say in a bank, the highest interest you can accrue when you put your money in the bank, let's say it's about 6%, I'm not sure, but I think it's 6%. But when you invest in stock exchanges or even bonds, let's say T-bills or T-bills or T-bonds, your interest can accrue to even 11.5%, a difference of almost the double of what you can get from the bank. So it's up to you to decide on where you want to keep your money. And also, I'm sure you have heard this word called index, maybe the top 20 index. So what is this index? Basically, index, it measures the price performance of a basket of securities using a standardized metric and methodology. So indices in financial markets are often used as benchmarks to evaluate an investment performance. So basically looking at last year, the index was at this point, this is at this point. So usually it's all about benchmarking, so as just to know the difference if the market is going up, that is bearish, or down, is going up, that is bullish, or bearish, down. And that is another terminology I'll have to define what it means when it comes to the business industry when somebody says the market is bullish or the market is bearish. So when the market is bullish, it means the market is going up. It's having an upward trend. But when the market is bearish, it means the market is going low, a downward trend. So basically, that is the meaning of being bullish or rather bearish in the business industry. And also, what are the factors to consider on what kind of stocks to buy from and in which companies? So first things first, before you buy let's say a share from any company, you have to have a CDS account, that is the Central Depository System account, from where you can open an account. It's free of charge. You can open it through your trading participant, that is your stockbroker, or even you can go to a bank and you can get that CDS account. So basically, what is a CDS account? CDS is just typically like your bank account. You go to a bank, open an account from where you'll be keeping your money. So a CDS account is basically an account where you can put your shares, and from there you can be selling or buying or just keeping it so that you can get some interest at the end of the financial year of that any kind of particular company you have invested your money in. And without forgetting the regulatory body, that is the CMA, which stands for Capital Markets Authority. So basically the work of CMA is to regulate those companies listed in Nairobi Securities Exchange, which there are about 65 companies, I believe. So basically they look at how they are trading, how they are sharing their interest with those who have invested in those companies. So it's an important body to have in the business industry. And also, I'm sure you've heard the word debenture in the trading markets. That is, debenture is a long-term security yielding a fixed rate of interest issued by a company and secured against assets. So maybe to talk about trading participants. So who are these trading participants? These are guys that they will act on your behalf when you want to sell or purchase a certain share. So basically, a trading participant is a stockbroker, because you don't have a license to go straight and buy shares in NSE. You have to go through a trading participant. So one of the guests who we are supposed to have today, in fact, he is a trading participant, and he was supposed to help us understand more about buying and selling of shares. So these trading participants, they are listed in NSE. So I'm sure you're wondering, can they be trusted, or they are just type of conmen people? No, they're not conmen. They are listed and licensed by the NSE. You can go through the NSE app, that is the Nairobi Securities Exchange app, and you can find all those companies listed in there. There are quite a number of companies, almost 15, including all mutual securities. There's the CVG Securities, there's Kingdom Securities, Genghis Capital, Faida, AIB. There's so many. They are all listed. So it's upon you to decide on which trading participant you'll identify and you'll work with him or her. And also, just to mention, you have to understand, have a good relationship with your stockbroker, in that if the stockbroker you're going to work with, can he or she be available? Can you call him or her at any time? Is he or she always available online? So those are the factors you have to consider while identifying or choosing your stockbroker. And also just to mention, if you don't want to invest as an individual in buying and selling of shares, there is group where you can bank your money, and that group, let's say like Old Mutual, they can use your total amount of money and invest or in buying and selling those shares on your behalf. So basically the benefit of trading in such groups of buying and selling shares is that you'll not have any work, because they'll do everything on your behalf. And also from the business point of view, the risk are much more lower when you invest in a group which they'll trade on your behalf rather than investing as an individual. But either way, you can still make a profit or even make a loss. Remember, this is a business where sometimes you make losses and sometimes you register a loss. So somebody is sending me a message asking me, Omaseti, how or what time am I supposed to buy and trade shares? So basically NSE, he is asking about the NSE operating hours. That is from 9 a.m. in the morning to 3 p.m. Remember, that is Monday to Friday, excluding the weekend. So don't forget, that is 9 a.m. in the morning to 3 p.m. in the evening, Monday to Friday. Don't forget about that time. It's very important, because past that time or before that time, that is 9 a.m. or past 3 p.m., you cannot buy or purchase any share. So you have also to consider factors like, how do I determine which stocks to buy? How do I choose the right stock broker? And how important is your relationship with your stock broker? And how often should you speak to your stock broker? So basically, what I've just done is run you through what you are supposed to discuss today with a guest who is a trading participant. But basically, tomorrow I hope he'll be available for the session tomorrow at 4 p.m. and we'll be doing some recording with him, so that just to enlargen you and widen your mind on how best you can invest in the stock exchange, that is the buying and selling of shares. So basically, that is all about trading in shares. And tomorrow I hope you'll catch up with me at around 4 p.m. and we'll be delving deep into matters buying and selling of shares. Remember, you can engage us on our social media platforms at Abel Omaseti at Top TV Kenya, and I'll be engaging you tomorrow and also asking those questions on your behalf to the trading participant who will be our guest tomorrow. And remember, this is the Capital Desk premiering for the first time here live on Top TV. So we'll be doing this every Monday to Friday at 4 p.m. just to inform you on the financial markets and also where best you can invest your money. My name is Abel Nicanor Omaseti, and gracias.